most important step in Easyboot Glue-On is foot prep. You want a dry foot, you want a clean foot, and don't skip any steps in the prep. Really pay attention to your prep. One of the things I like to do is after you've determined the proper size, just double check your boot size is correct. You want a boot that's tight fitting. You want a boot that doesn't have gaps. Next step I like to do is just mark on the hoof with the black magic marker. What this does is determine, kind of show us visually where that boot's going to fit on the hoof, and everything below that line is where we want to prep. We don't need to mess with anything above that, and we can continue to let the hoof grow out nicely and not remove any of that material. So I'll pull the boot off. You can see that line there. Everything below that line is where we want to rough up with a rasp, clean up, and really give the glue a nice surface to bond to. Start with the bottom of the hoof. Use a nice hoof pick, wire brush, hoof knife. You want to clean the hoof really well. Get rid of anything that's loose. Next thing I'll do is take a wire brush. So really just trying to clean it as much as possible. Get your hoof knife and just see if there's anything that's going to come loose. So, nice clean foot. Next step, I'll grab a rasp and we'll work on the hoof wall a little bit and just rough that up. What I'm trying to do here is not get too invasive on the hoof, just take off any loose wall. Like I said, you don't want to get too invasive, just clean it up nicely. Give the glue a really nice fresh surface to bond to. And that line on there really shows us where we needed to go. If you don't do that line, it's hard to tell where you need to go and you end up doing a little too much. So that's a nice prepped hoof. On concrete, it's easy for us to leave this hoof as it is because it's not going to get dirty. If we were out in the field, what we'd want to do is take a second shell after we prep the hoof well, slide your shell on, and that's going to keep the foot clean until you're applying glue to the next shell.